Hi, and welcome to a brand new 2011 version of For Your Review. I'm your host, Scott Birmingham. My co-host, Mr. Ross Martin. It's been a while, it feels like.
It has, Scott.
Since we've been talking movies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
last time we did the round table, the Las Vegas Film Critics Society.
That's right.
Now we got Oscars coming up next week. So
that's right. So, well, we went to go see The Green Hornet. And to start us off, my notes here, in September of 1993, that's how far we're going back, The Green Hornet actually had a finished screenplay. However, it was only the beginning of a number of rewrites that would include a stream of folks coming and going from the project, so much so that it could resemble a Chinese fire drill. It would include such actors as George Clooney, Nicolas Cage, and Greg Kinnear being involved. In fact, in 2004, director Kevin Smith was involved in writing and directing, and then 2 years later, he too was off of it. It seemed like the film just couldn't leave the tracks. If you review the history of how it all came to be and the number of folks going through its developmental turnstiles, it's just short of a who's who of all the names who were on board at least one time or another.
Maybe all those people just realized that the script wasn't that good.
It's saying something, I'm telling you that much. My first indication was the trailers that I watched. To be honest with you, looking at those trailers, I hated them. Okay. I was not looking forward to seeing the film. Personally, I can take or leave Seth Rogen, okay, who's credited with several producers' roles in this film. The entire film looked as if it was going to be one great improv with a flashy car, to me. That's what it looked like. It's a typical Saturday matinee film.
Yeah.
Do not pay the full price for this film. And if you don't walk in expecting too much, you'll be okay, I think.
Depends on what kind of movies you like, though. I mean, if you like action movies, comedy, it all depends. If you're going looking for a nice drama, it's not. Well,
the part that disappointed me the most is that I asked myself the question, could it have been better? And I think it could have been a lot better. Christoph Waltz, I think, was simply wasted as an actor, and more importantly, as a potentially cool villain. I love savoring a cool villain who's just a bad guy.
He's funny, but he's like they joke about throughout the entire movie. Like, he's not intimidating. But if he's not intimidating, like, why
exactly?
Is he there,
who cares? I could care less what he does. You know, I like the taste of the meanness, the villainous. I want to not like the guy.
They should have kept James Franco as the villain because he made a cameo at the beginning.
Yes, I know.
And he was funny, but he was also very intense. So.
And talking about that, it could have been probably one of the best scenes of the film. Just the whole, I mean, here are two really good actors in a room together, and it's just kind of wasted. It's really wasted. In fact, they kind of come close to almost doing some really good sparring there. And I'm not even sure how much it was improv, how much it was really dialogue that they went through. It was hard to tell, but I'm thinking.
I think it was like half and half, but I think it was just, it could have been tighter. It could have been edited better because you get a lot of those lines in there that just didn't do anything for the scene, didn't do anything for the characters. They edited it a little bit tighter. I think it would have been a lot funnier, and I think it would have gone a lot faster and been a little bit more interesting, honestly.
I totally agree. I think that...
well, that goes for the whole movie, actually. I mean, I thought the movie was too long. It dragged at times.
Well, you know what? They're cheap jokes. The humor is not very consistent at all. I think it was teetering the tightrope, trying so hard not to slip into just being a full-blown 3D comedy.
Right.
You know?
Did you see it in 3D?
I did.
Okay. How was it? Because I saw it in 2D.
I kept on glasses on, glasses off.
See, I didn't think it was.
I took it off just to see the blurry. Okay, I guess this is the 3D part, but it was like every other scene. You know, it didn't really add that much to it.
Didn't seem like it would. Yeah.
I'm just the whole 3D thing's a lost level on me. I love the fighting sequences. I thought that was the coolest part of the whole movie. And they should have really done much more of that.
Some good fight choreography with the Japanese dude.
Just like the whole effects to it, the whole, zooming in on the weapons and then using the fighting tactics. I thought was very cool. What I don't think we need to see is Seth constantly mugging the camera, as if he doesn't have enough screen time in the film as it is. I thought this time we'd pick something that we really liked about the movie. I know a lot of people say what a terrible movie it is. I have seen worse.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
It wasn't
has
that
its
bad. It's not the
entertainment
worst film ever made.
Yeah.
It's just not great. And it's not. It doesn't live up to its potential that it really could have been.
It does have some really funny moments. I mean, I laughed out loud multiple times, but it's for a comedy, you want to laugh a little bit more than that. But it did have some funny moments. It did have some good action scenes. But overall, the script was a little bit weak, and the story, like you said, it could have been a lot better. But honestly, the script didn't allow it to be much better. Like the director
Should have gone
couldn't
back to 1993, and let's see what that was worth.
I probably would have liked it at the age of 3.
Well, having a film that's very mixed, and even a film that we think is great or terrible, I want to try to incorporate at least one thing that we like about it and one thing that we don't. Not that we're going to find much in some films, but one thing I really liked about this movie, Kato. Loved Kato.
I was going to say that. My friends and I all liked his accent a lot.
I loved the character. I liked how he played the character. It was really kind of fun and refreshing. A good sense of humor from him. And I liked it without him mocking Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
That, to me, was a nice finesse to the touch. You know, there wasn't any mocking. It was his own character, and he had fun with it. And
He brought some life to the movie.
it was the only thing enjoyable about the movie, in my opinion.
It's funny, my friend Brian, like right after we got done watching it, we went and saw it at midnight last week. And the first thing he said was, yeah, that movie would have really sucked if his accent wasn't so funny. Because, yeah, it was. I mean, every line he delivered is
It really
pretty funny.
is. You know, I enjoyed the scene where he's kicking Seth's butt in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that scene. I'm thinking, put him down for a while. Let's see a little bit more Kato. Not liked. A little too much Seth Rogen for me.
Yeah.
I don't think he's all that great, and I don't think he's all that funny. He has his moments. He's like the comedian that tells 100 jokes and hope that 1 or 2 hit.
He's at the point in his career now where he's kind of just playing the same role. I mean, he has been from the beginning. I mean, he's in Judd Apatow's movies, and he's playing the same guy pretty much. Here he's playing the same guy, just a spoiled billionaire type. Not the best.
He just doesn't do much for me. I give it a really, really, really weak 3.
3 out of 4?
I might even stick to a 2. A 2 feels comfortable for
2.
me, but 3 is really pushing it.
3 is like positive.
I say
really good.
You want to save a buck, wait and Redbox it.
Yeah, I'd say Redbox, Netflix. You know, I wouldn't really travel to the theater to see it. There are probably some good movies that are coming out in the next month or 2 that are probably well worth your money, well worth your time.
I agree. So neither one of us fell in love with Seth or the Green Hornet. And the sad part is it really could have been a much more fun movie to see, but yay for Kato. Let's take a look at a scene from the Green Hornet, and we'll be right back.
It's beautiful! Open wide. You're a dead man. Come on, let's go!
Hey, welcome back. Well, that time of year is coming where the Oscars, in fact, Tuesday morning, 5:30 a.m., is when they're going to make the Oscar nominations, which will be shown, obviously, in its entirety next month in February. And because of that, we're going to be talking about those Oscar nominations, probably give our predictions and see which ones we think will win or will have the highest potential to win. And again, they're coming out with the 10 nominations for film.
Yeah,
So that's
everything
going
else
to
is
be
5
a
still.
little wheat harvest to go through. I mean, I have my personal pick of what I think should get it, but it'll be interesting to see what company they throw in that. those
Especially
10
with the
films.
Golden Globes last week, because that a lot of times sets the tone. And I mean, Social Network pretty much won all the big awards. It won picture, director, screenplay. So I think Social Network will obviously get a lot of nominations, but The King's Speech will be up there, Inception will be up there. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, it's all going to depend on, the actual awards night, because a lot of the nominees are pretty much predicted already. A lot of them are locks.
When I was younger, and they would always, and this is not when they did the 10 nominations, but when they did the 5, I'd always try to make, by the time they did the nominations and the Oscars, trying to make it a point to see each one of those films that were nominated for the Best Picture.
I think we've seen all of them. So
we have, I think, pretty much.
Did you see King's Speech yet?
I have not.
Okay, so that's the only one you
I
did.
have not seen that one.
It's
Is
still
that
out.
like the only
It's
one?
still out. Go see it.
I know.
It's good.
Well, hey, until next week when we talk Oscars, for Ross Martin, I'm your host, Scott Birmingham, and this is For Your Review.